Hello there, welcome to my channel. I am Two Legs Better, and this is Two Legs Better Badminton Academy, and I will explain the technical details of playing badminton. So if you're interested, and please stay tuned and subscribe and share basically. And today I would like to talk about a game that just happened. It's a game between two French players. It's a mixed double game between French players and the number 2 seed from China, Jiang and Wei. I think it will be a good game because both pairs are pretty good, and this is a new game, so I haven't seen it yet. So I want to make it like an instant reaction kind of a game, and I want to watch it with you and add my explanations when I see some of the technical details. So without further ado, let's go into the game. Okay, that's the third rally, the third point, and apparently both players are working on Jiang. Jiang Zhenbang is a very tall, very powerful player, and his control range is pretty big, and it's kind of interesting. They focus on him and keep Wei Yaxin on the other side, and it was successful. You can see a few drops in the front of the net. So let's take another look, see if we find anything here. All right, so you can see here that's I want you to pay attention to the foot. You see, that's how you do a kind of midfield shoot. When you do a midfield shoot like that, I also want you to see the angle of the arm and the racket. And you can't really see how the racket moves, but basically, let me show you one thing, how you generate power from the racket. When you use the racket to generate power, I notice a lot of people saying that you make the face of the racket facing the shuttle and then you hit it. This is wrong. This is totally wrong. Then what is it? First, you make a kind of a cut feel. You see that? You are cutting yourself. Remember I told you the grip is like holding a knife. This is cutting yourself, and then you go forward. When you go forward, because of your finger is moving, this is the forward grip, and then when you hit the shuttle, the racket face turned facing the shuttle. So the racket face at first is kind of parallel to that, and then turn into facing it. And after you hit the shuttle, and then you keep going and actually start to cut your front. So that's how you generate power. So you put a knife and then forward and keep going, and that is how you generate power. Okay? So let's move back to see this. So when you see this, you can see the shuttle here. I want you to pay attention to his where is it? Yeah, his hand here. This is after he hits the shuttle. So you need to move the racket back and then push the racket head forward, and then you hit the shuttle. Now here's the thing. Normally in doubles play, if you hit the shuttle, you go forward. Your body follow the momentum. You see the body is leaning forward. His body is leaning forward, right? So generally, after you hit that, your body goes forward. Then you can protect the net. So the opposing player would not be able to do that. But in this case, it's a mixed double. In mixed double, usually the female player is at the front when in equal position, or you are in advantageous attacking position. So in this case, you can see Wei Yaxin is in front of the net here. So now here's the thing though. When when the guy push the shuttle to here, what should you do? Well, just hear me out, okay? Because, well, this is just one way to look at it. People always argue about it, right or wrong in badminton plays. There kind of no right and wrong. There are some are more efficient than others, but it's really hard to determine which one is like the wrong way. Maybe less efficient, yeah. But I think the most efficient way would be for Wei Yaxin to go forward to cover the net. If she goes forward to cover the net, Jiang Zhenbang, Jiang can just move back to the center. He moves back to the center, and then you see then the two Chinese players would be one in the center, one at the front of the net. Now it leaves the opponent, because both the opponents are in here, and the shuttle is also there. That's another thing a lot of players do not pay attention is, why you play? Well, because you're playing against the opponent. And what are you playing? You're playing against the shuttle. So the shuttle is here. There are a few places it can go, right? It can go back, drop to the front of the net, but Wei Yaxin is already here, right? You can push it straight drive over Wei Yaxin's head. It's difficult. She's tall. If she raises her racket, it's very difficult to do that. So basically, if you go straight, the only thing you can do is to lift it high. If you lift it high, Jiang Zhenbang is waiting there. He's going to smash you to death. And so that's on this side. Of course, remember, keep in mind, Jiang would be here, and Wei would be here. And then you could do across, all across to the back. Across to the back, it's not attacking. Okay, it's so easy. It's for these players, it's so easy. So the only real threat is here. But if you drop here, whose responsibility is this? Because Wei would be here, and that's Jiang Zhenbang. But Jiang Zhenbang is so big, and even if he's not that big, it's his responsibility. It's no problem at all. He can do that. But apparently they didn't. Why? Because I think Wei didn't go forward. Let's see what happened. You see, Wei moved back. When Wei Yaxin moved back to the center, that leaves Jiang Zhenbang no choice but to go forward. But Jiang wasn't prepared to do that. If he was, he would have followed the shot and moved forward. I get the sense that Wei Yaxin was a single player. For single players, they tend to do that. They tend to cover the gap rather than to attack, seeking the shuttle. This is a totally different mindset. In doubles play, especially the front court player, you should seek the shuttle. You should attack. Where the shuttle is, you go there. You just kind of leave everything behind to attack the shuttle. That's the most efficient way. You might say, oh yeah, okay. Then what if the shuttle doesn't go there? Everything else belongs to your partner. Your partner is responsible for every other corner. So that's when doubles play are most efficient. That's when both parties are at their peak. But for singles players, when they play double, they are afraid of the space over their head. So they always find reasons to retrieve, and that's when they are least efficient. So that's a huge difference here. Now you can see when the French players see that, they kind of take advantage of that. But one side point is this: if you are Jiang Zhenbang, you see Jiang is going forward. You see the foot. You see the hand. You see the left hand stretching out. So everything looks perfect. Now the thing is, if I were him, you see where the opponents are, I probably will drop it to the back here, because just go over the female's head, and that's a big gap here. Okay, I don't know why he didn't do that. Okay, let's see. See, he moved it back. I think he saw the male player moving back to the center. That's why he pushed it there. I think it's also a good placement. It is a good placement. And then he was moving forward. When he moves forward, I think it's Gicquel. Gicquel. I mean, the French name is so hard to pronounce. Sorry about that. No offense to anybody. It's just my French sucks. So, and he saw that he just push it, drive it back over the head to push. Because Jiang is going forward, so he's pushing him backward. And I want you to see when he pushes Jiang backwards, Wei starts to move to the front. This is the part here is for Jiang, he is near the back line, but not too far there. And for Wei, I would think she would move half a step, a little bit behind. Would be better to protect to maintain an attacking position. But let's see, she's moving. You know, she was a little bit out of position. So see, because she was a little bit too far, so she couldn't get to the job. The job was in front of the net. It's clearly her responsibility. She's the front court player. But you know, in her mind, sometimes she doesn't feel that way, and Jiang had to go back to get that. Like I said, in for these players, even for high-level amateur players, you can get to the majority of the positions on the court, but that doesn't mean it's yours. Okay, because in doubles you want to maximize your efficiency, so you want to get to it in the most efficient way. So that one clearly should be Wei Yaxin's court. If it's Huang Yaqing, she would already been there, because she has full trust in Zheng Siwei that can cover the rest of the court. So if they want to go move forward, they are number 2 right now, so they are already kind of near the top. If they want to maintain dominance, they need to trust each other, especially in cases like this. Wei needs to trust Jiang more. So Wei had to raise it high. When you lift it, in doubles play, when you lift it, you give the attacking opportunity to your opponent, and then it's all up to your opponent. You know, it's in their control. You are not in control anymore. And then the smash to the center of both. I want you to see the defensive position here. Okay. You see where Wei Yaxin is at, and Jiang Zhenbang is at. They are almost parallel here. That is not ideal defensive position, because the shuttle is here. The shuttle is to one side of the court. So in an ideal situation, Wei would be a little bit front, half a step front. That way, the traveling distance would be the same to her and to Jiang Zhenbang. That's less confusion for them. This way, because they are parallel, so Jiang had to kind of get the shot. The shot is going this way. It's going to Wei Yaxin, but because it's close enough, so Jiang took it. And even in this case, I think Jiang should let Wei take it, because Wei Yaxin would be going forward, and the momentum would be helpful. And another thing that's also kind of my pet peeve, I really hate that, is when the people use the backhand to intercept a shot here, you take away your partner's opportunity to receive the shot, and also limits your own shot selections. So most of the time it just go back to where it came from. But if Wei Yaxin is doing that, Wei Yaxin has the opportunity to drive it all the way to this side. That's where the gap is, you know. So, but anyway, let's take a look. So he, because Jiang is out of position a little bit, so the return wasn't too high, and it was intercepted by the female player, the French female player, and so that's a success to the French in this rally. But you can see in this case, I would say the first mistake was made by Wei Yaxin. If she protected the net, it will be a totally different situation. And the second mistake was Jiang was intercepting Wei's shot there.
Playing and
okay, let's see the next rally.
They play it really well.
That's just a brilliant shot, a brilliant shot. Okay, this shot is so when Wei received the shot and she pushed it downward to the sideline to this part, that's all good. Okay, that's a good shot. But then she stand at the position to raise her racket. She did everything by the book. She's playing the front net. She's covering the net. She's covering the space over her head. Now, what Jiang should have been doing is Jiang should go go forward towards Wei, not straight. But that's what he did. He went straight because he was expecting the shuttle to go here. If the shuttle did go here, it would be a good move. If the shuttle doesn't, even if the shuttle goes here, it would be a good move. And for the French man player, he saw that and he flipped his wrist and used his finger to generate power to go straight to the back line over his head. This is actually not supposed to happen. Okay, so but it's clearly a great shot by the French players, but also a bad it's the fault. It's because of if you have to make a cause for this rally, it's the Chinese player did something wrong, plus the French player did something great. Sometimes you can see it's just the attacking is so great. Even if you do everything wrong, you lose the point. Or sometimes even if you do everything wrong, even if you do everything right when you're attacking, you lose a point. So things could happen. So the end result does not always justify. In this case, it's both. It's attributed to both sides. So let's take another look.
Play.
See the push. The push is a little bit behind. If she does it a little bit quicker, it can go over she can hit the racket over the net, and then it can go downward a little bit faster. Because this wasn't, so it has to go up over the net and then go down. So that makes it a little bit longer and faster. So let's see. So you see, it's kind of fast. It's almost to the chest level, at least the waist level, to the male player there on the side. It is very close to the side, so it's not a bad shot. And Wei is there. Yeah, I can see that. Wei is not fully committed to the corner. You see his her feet. Her feet is, I don't know what her feet is. The feet like this, it looks like she was trying to protect the center. I don't know. It just seems off to me. So I would see her foot to be relatively parallel. So she's protecting this part. Maybe because her foot like that, and then that's Jiang. Jiang is here. So I think he's expecting Wei to go to the center, so he's going to the corner, and he's also expecting the lift here. This is why this is huge gap, huge.
They played really well, especially Delrue was playing great at the front court. I think she has a strange hitting motion, but I did see during the
commentator said somebody has a weird hitting motion. I don't see it yet. Who has a weird hitting motion? Anyway, so this one is just they try to attack the female player, the Chinese player. They try to attack the female player, and it was unsuccessful. Let's take another look.
I think.
Okay. this is also an interesting point to make is that look at the man, the French male player. So he pushed the shuttle to the mid-court area. This is a great shot. Normally, if you do that, if you manage to do that, you go forward, and you go forward sideways to protect the corner because it's downward. So when it go back, it's very likely to go back to to this area. But in this case, because it's a mixed double, so the guy, after he pushes it, and he starts to move backwards. But the thing is, the girl also moved backwards. So this is this is not mixed double, okay? The girl should raise down to the front of the net, and that would be much more efficient. But anyway, let's see. So he pushes there, and then
she has a
and Jiang pushes the backhand. This is the thing. The better place to put it would be right in front of the net. Just a little job, because both players are moving backwards. So you just drop it here, drop in front of the net, and it will put them in a bad position. They need to go back to defend it, and you push the mid court. It's almost like you send it to them, to their racket. It's not very efficient. I don't know, these kind of things baffles me, you know.
strange hitting motion, but I did see.
And another thing baffles me is Wei Yaxin. I have a very bad feeling that many people are not going to like me because I said I criticize. This sounds like criticism. Okay, so Wei Yaxin is in the middle, and she starts to go forward to try to intercept that. I don't know why she does that. She could just stay in there and raise her racket to prevent the cross court, and let Jiang Zhenbang handle this side. And Jiang is already there, so the reason Jiang didn't return it well is because Wei was in there. Wei was in the way. Wei was really in Jiang Zhenbang's way. So it's I don't know. Let's take another look. I hope it gets clearer. So
I think she has a strange hitting motion, but I did see during
that, for Wei Yaxin to get it, she get it almost parallel to her whole body, and at a very low point. Of course, if it's Jiang Zhenbang got it, it will be even lower. But Jiang Zhenbang has the momentum to go forward. He's behind. For Wei, she has to go backwards and then hit it. It's very hard to generate power that way. So that's why they lost this point. So let's see.
the warm-up, and that hitting motion she had there in the upper hand.
Okay, in this case, I pause because I want you to think back, see if you notice. The man also pushed the shuttle downward again. This time is a very fast push, okay? And then the guy actually moved forward for that, because in order to do that, he has to do that. And then there's no choice. The girl so moves back, and then and Jiang just lifted it high to the girl, and then so.
That's a lovely defensive shot.
So that's a great defensive shot. I'm telling you, skill-wise, these players are great, really, really great. Okay, I want you to see this. Okay, so Jiang Zhenbang served the shuttle. Jiang served the shuttle, and then let me call him G. Okay, and G just, does it even pronounce G? I don't think it pronounced G. I don't know. It's French. Anyway, so G just pushed the shuttle downward back, and that's a very good return. It's very fast. It's over the female player's head. It's going downward, and so and Jiang did a very good job to return it. The only thing, well, let's see what options he has, okay, for Jiang Renmeng, what he has. So the shadow is here, right? So the easiest way is to move it back here. Move to return back here. Return back here, there are options. One is to drop it in front of the net. That requires a lot of subtlety, so it's not an easy shot to make. And the easiest would be just to lift it high to the backcourt. Now, if you lift it high, you can lift it there, or you can lift it that side. Now, this side, let's call it 1, let's call it 2. So let's compare 1 and 2. For 1, it's easier, it's shorter, it's clear path, okay? So, and for 2, but the good thing is that will be the female. It's definitely the female because the female is going there to smash that. And if you choose 2, it's longer, it's more difficult, and you have your own partner in the way, and also it might be the male that's going to intercept that shot. So it's you know, it's a clear choice, I suppose. Smash. The smash, the female smash, the girl smash is no deception and too slow. And those shots, those smash are basically suicide. Really, basically suicide, too slow. Because for a player of Jiang's caliber, he can just literally look at where you go, and he sees where you move and then return it. In this case, it's a little weird though, because the guy is moving backward and he still sent it over the guy's head. The guy, in his defense, in G's defense, is let's call her D, okay? And D, after she smashes, she should go forward. She goes forward, and then the whole backcourt is open for the male player to do it, and he's capable enough to do that. So, and this is the thing in doubles play, the person who is hitting the shuttle is in control. Where it goes totally depends on this person. So, so she should go forward, and she didn't, and that's how they lost this.
It's a lovely defensive shot from Jiang Renmeng.
8-9.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Let's watch several more rallies. If there's anything interesting, I'll comment on that. These just to me, these are just sloppy plays. But anyway, let's see.
Does your roof need?
Okay. Give me 1 second. All right.
Yeah. And it is.
Okay. Yeah, let me just say one thing here. Okay. Now I want you to start from here. Now you lift it. It's a very high lift. It's a glorious, great lift. Okay, all the way to the corner. That's a great one. That actually, although it's a defensive shot, it almost doesn't look like a defensive shot. So normally, what we recommend is for the male player, you move this side a little bit, so you cover this whole court. For the female player, you move to the center a little bit in front of the male player. So if the shuttle goes your way, your defensive this is hard to argue, because if it's too short, the smash would be too fast. It's hard to defend the reflex time. If it's too long, and then the angle, the potential confusion is too big. So, but let's see where she moves. See that? You see how she moves? She moves backward and then sideways. That's 2 steps. Okay, if she just moves sideways, it would be 1 step. Would be more efficient. She would be more ready. And look at her defensive shot. Look at her defense. Her defense is the racket head up. This is what you usually do when you try to intercept drop shots from over the net, or try to make a kill at the net. It's not defensive shot. Defensive shot is what he does, what Jiang Zhenbang does. See his racket. See his racket. His racket could be go upward as well, but it's basically forward, a little bit downward, you know. But in this way, you can defend smash. You can defend other shots as well. For Wei Yaxin's, it's not. Okay, so this is let's see what happens. See that? When your racket is high like this, what's the most difficult place? The most difficult place is your hip. The hip where your handle is. That's exactly where the shot came. So when it goes to your hip, you need your racket head to do that. So you have to make it all the way, and then generate the shot, generate the power. It's not easy. So in this case, Wei had to move her body out of the way and then start to return the shot. That's why the shot was low quality. It's really slow and high, and it was an easy kill for your opponent. Wow, I didn't realize the time goes so fast. Okay, it's already 30 minutes. If any of you go this far, it means you learn something or enjoy something. So please subscribe and share. So I'll finish at this moment, and maybe we'll come back for more. I think, but before I go, I do want to say something is that I find it is so difficult to explain. It is so difficult, but I will keep trying and see if I can find a better way to make it clearer, and also make the clips more enjoyable. These are the world-class players, okay? By looking at how they play, hopefully it can give us some sense of, you know, if you enjoy badminton, hopefully it can help you. And because I see so many people play badminton to get injured, especially recently. You know, recently in the past month also, I saw 2 injuries already, and it's not a coincidence. You know why? Because this is the holiday time, so the playing time is irregular, and for these badminton enthusiasts, they normally play consistently. But then you have a long layoff, like a few weeks, and you don't really move much, and suddenly you go back to intensive playing. And coupled with wrong movement, if you play it the wrong way and you played it too intensively, it's very easy to get injured. So let's just hope everybody can learn something and can enjoy it better and reduce injuries. Anyway, this is 2 Legs Better, and I'm on the show on my episode of Badminton Academy, and please subscribe and come back.
Yeah.
All right, so have a nice day. See you next time.